Icon is an easy-to-use handheld device for continuous measurement of hemodynamic in adults, children, and neonates. In this video, we will review Icon unit from Osypka Medical. We will go over the setup, how to use, and troubleshooting. Please note this video is specific to the South Korea market regarding items that come with the Icon. The contents mentioned in the unit assembly and setup section may differ for countries outside South Korea. Your Icon unit comes with the following components: Icon portable monitor, EC patient cable closed system for iSense sensor series, Icon power supply for AC power and battery charging. We have three types of disposable sensor for Icon monitor, named as iSense Adult, Pediatric, and Neonate. The Icon PC data cable is used to connect to iControl Plus software on PC or central monitoring system. We will now demonstrate how to set up the Icon system. Securely mount the Icon holder on an IV pole. Insert Icon into the holder. Insert the connectors of EC patient cable and Icon power cord into the sockets at the bottom of Icon. Connect the Icon power cord to a hospital-grade power outlet to reduce electrical noise. To connect to PC using Icon PC data cable, uncover the cap at the bottom of Icon and then insert the adapter of the data cable into the socket. After connecting, rotate the locking nut to fasten them. The USB connector of the other side of the data cable should be connected to PC. How to use Icon system. The iSense is dedicated sensors for Icon. If you unpack the pouch of iSense series, you will have 4 electrodes. Do not use degraded, overdue, or dried out electrodes. Do not use sensors if packaging pouch is damaged or not sealed properly. Impaired sensors may negatively affect measurement precision or the Icon may not function properly. Use only iSense from Osypka Medical. The iSense pre-wired sensor is used for neonates. To connect iSense to the EC patient cables, simply press the side buttons and clamped buckle on the iSense. Remove the transparent cover on iSense before applying on patients. For the pre-wired sensors, insert each DIN connector into the small sockets of the EC patient cable by color. A and D are current electrodes. B and C are measuring electrodes. It is important to apply B and C on the correct level of the neck and chest. Use the following steps to position iSense. Clean the skin with an alcohol swab to remove dead skin cells and foreign substance. The sensor A and B can be placed at neck. Ideally, the sensors A and B are located at least 5 centimeters apart. The best way to place A and B is that the sensor B is attached at the left base of neck and then the sensor A is attached about 5 centimeters above the sensor B. If you cannot attach the sensors A and B on the neck, you could alternatively attach the sensor A at the forehead or the temples. The sensor C is placed on the mid-axillary line at the xiphoid process level. The sensor D is placed on about 5 to 15 centimeters below the sensor C. In case of surgical patients, place sensors at the level of the xiphoid as far as possible from the surgical area. The sensors A and B can be moved from the left to the right if you cannot attach them on the left. The pre-wired sensor B is placed on the neck, and the sensor A can be placed at the forehead or the temples. The sensor C is placed on the mid-axillary line at the xiphoid process level. The sensor D is placed on about 5 to 20 centimeters below the sensor C. In the case of neonate patients, the sensor D can be placed at the left thigh. In case of surgical patients, place sensors at the level of the xiphoid as far as possible from the surgical area. The sensors A and B can be moved from the left to the right if you cannot attach them on the left. Now, we will operate icon. Press the key on and off to turn on the icon. It takes around 30 to 40 seconds for icon to perform a self-test and be ready for operation. 3 lead indicators for indicating sensed heart signals, pacemaker pulses and device errors are located above the display. Located at the left side, the LED indicating QRS complexes flashes green upon detection of the R wave of a QRS complex. Located in the middle, the LED indicating pacemaker pulses flashes yellow upon detection of a pacemaker pulse. Located at the right side, the LED indicating an error condition turns red upon occurrence of error conditions. The instruction screen, which illustrates the placement of 4 eye sense sensors on an adult patient and the steps for preparing a measurement. A battery symbol, located on the right side of the first display row, if icon is connected to AC mains and operating in the AC power mode. The mains plug symbol appears on the upper right side of the display. There are several keys below the display. Menu key, which can change various settings for the measurement and the device. Setup key, which can allow you to review and change patient-related input data. Measure key, which can start and stop a measurement. Help key, which can open a context-adaptive text view providing tips and hints for operating the icon. Arrow and enter key, which can move the menu select bar to the desired menu item. 3 soft keys, which can be assigned with application-related functions. And on and off key, which can turn on and off the icon. Now, we will look at the menu key in more detail. Regarding the print status report, we can access and print previously created hemodynamic status reports after measurement. You can print out 1 or more reports conveniently after measurement with the icon being connected to a separate Bluetooth printer or iControl software on PC. Let's go into the measurement settings menu. Regarding the pacemaker detection, you can turn it off or on. Icon determines hemodynamic parameters values beat to beat, while the results are displayed as the mean results averaged over numbers of cardiac cycles. Using the horizontal arrow keys, the number of cardiac cycles for averaging can be set to beat to 180. Normally, it is recommended that the values are averaged over 30 or 60 cardiac cycles, thus providing less fluctuating results. Paper speed is the velocity with which the waveforms are written onto the display. ECG sensitivity, you can adjust the vertical scaling of the ECG waveform. DZDT amplification, you can adjust the vertical resolution of the impedance waveform and of the time derivation of the impedance waveform. Cycles for SVV, VIC is the number of cardiac cycles used for the calculation of stroke volume variation and variation of index of contractility. Indexing determines how the indexed parameters are calculated, which can either be indexed by body surface area, BSA, or weight. We will now go to the device settings menu. You can select the language, but there is no Korean language. Units of measurement selects the units for patient parameters in setup. Serial communication selects how the icon communicates with external interfaces through the data interface connector. For example, Bluetooth, I control plus HL7, etc. Recording period selects at the interval, B to B to 1 hour, that numeric hemodynamic parameters will be saved on the icon internal memory. Data saved on this memory may optionally be exported to a PC. Date and time allows the setting and adjustment of current date and time. The icon will be reset to its factory defaults if the battery is dead, so you should set the date and time again. Select Printer Searches and selects a printer for use in the Print Report function. Printer must be Bluetooth compatible. You can sound on and off. Version information shows the version numbers of the device software components. We will now look at the setup section in more detail. To calculate the hemodynamic parameters, you should enter patient data, such as gender, height, weight, age. Press the arrow keys to input the patient's age, days, weeks, months, years. To enter patient ID, use the vertical arrow keys. Patient ID is optional. To obtain the SVR value, blood pressure should be entered manually if it is activated from off to on. You could input the blood pressure as the value of the mean arterial pressure. The alarm will go off every 30 minutes to change the blood pressure values if the blood pressure is activated. To change the blood pressure value, press the Setup key even during the measurement. Press the Enter key if you do not want to change the blood pressure value, then the alert window will disappear. The default value for CVP is 3 mm Hg, and you can change the value. To obtain the DO2 value, you should input the oxygen saturation and hemoglobin of the patient. We will now look at the measurement section in more detail. Press the key Measure to start the measurement after entering patient data. The green LED will flash when starting measuring. It takes around 20 to 30 minutes to measure, and the quality indicator expresses the device's automatic internal measurement quality evaluation. The chart view presents 6 parameter bars. Each clinical parameter in the chart is accompanied by the lower and upper border of a clinical normal range. Each parameter in this chart is also accompanied by the variation. Pressing the soft key, Configure, enables you to change any of the parameter. This view may be helpful if there is the need for a fast estimation of the hemodynamic situation of a patient. Pressing the soft key, View, switches to another view. The trend view presenting to tracings and corresponding numerical values allows the selection of which parameter is traced through the soft key. Configured. The soft key cursor will enable or disable the review mode and trend cursor. When the cursor is used, then the numeric values of the clinical parameters corresponding to the time position of the cursor are displayed instead of the parameter's most current numerical value. The waveform view presents numeric parameters and signal waveforms. It comes in 2 variants: waveform view with 4 numeric parameter values and 1 signal waveform, waveform view with 2 numeric parameters, and 2 signal waveforms. Pressing the soft key, Configure, can change the parameters and waveforms on waveform view. To create a hemodynamic status report during measurement, press Menu and select Create Status Report. You can see the processing complete message when it's finished. The report can be printed out using a Bluetooth printer and iControl software on PC. To stop the measurement, press the key Measure. To turn off the icon, press and hold the key on and off for 10 seconds. Troubleshooting. We will tell you about most common issues when you use icon. Icon shows this pop-up message and flashes a red lead when the signal quality is poor. For examples, when some noises occur, or electric cautery or defibrillator is being used, but the icon will measure again after removing the noises and no use of electric cautery or defibrillator. If this problem occurs often and for a long time, you should check the sensors and patient cables. The sensors may not be fresh anymore. Sensors can become dry. Try new ones. The patient cable may be damaged. Try a different one. Icon shows this pop-up message. The alert message will appear when the SVR parameter is activated and displayed on the screen. You should update the blood pressure value every 30 minutes to obtain the SVR value. Press the key Enter if you do not want to change the blood pressure value, then the alert message will disappear. Thank you.